It's for that reason I'm resigning my candidacy. I was supporting Mr. Jordan. I don't know him. That's where my support goes. We haven't talked. I don't know anything about it.
A shock announcement made at the student government debate.
Local firefighters make a splash for Philanthropy Week.
Graduation is right around the corner. Students, stop at the grad fair to prepare to walk the stage.
That's a tune-up for this year's Riverfest. Will it end with less drama than last year's?
You know you doom scroll, but what's that do for your mental health? Hi, and welcome to Bobcat Update. I'm Thomas Terry.
And I'm Grace Reddick. Thanks for joining us. The student body presidential debate last week allowed candidates to speak about plans to improve campus culture.
Although both candidates raised important points, a controversial incident was at the center of discussion. Felicity Guajardo walks us through.
Tonight, students had the opportunity to hear from 3 student body presidential campaigns right in the LBJ Theater. Lasting an intense 2.5 hours, the debate was an opportunity for the student body to get answers from their candidates, and the response was loud. Not only with approval, but with complaints and boos when independent candidate Carter Lawson resigned and endorsed Jordan Hunter's Shooting for the Stars campaign for his response to vandalism on campus. Hunter said that he strives to serve the student body by opening a dialogue.
Truly, as a candidate, I want to reach out to students. I want to constantly hear feedback. Everybody who has talked to me knows that I end every single pitch with please DM us, please DM us, please DM us with any feedback on how I prefer to be supported by students.
Myers voiced a similar goal to involve students in more cultural events and groups.
Let's give them more funding and say, let's do cultural events on this campus. Let's open it up to more people so that you can feel invested in the cultures that are around you and not just the culture that you grew up in.
A controversial photo was a key factor in this debate, as former senatorial candidate on the Myers-Markovic campaign was seen dressed up as an immigration customs officer. Myers-Markovic has since removed the candidate from the campaign, but the Shooting Stars Alliance still had concerns about the actions taken by Bobcats First. This is what Myers had to say.
We still hold true to the things that we've done, and the actions that we've taken have completely represented an opposite view from what you're saying. And so, yes, I do have integrity, and questioning the integrity of a senator that was on my campaign previously only says that you don't have anything else to come at our team with because it's not there.
Hunter did not back down from discussing the photo during the debate, saying that Myers' campaign was two-sided.
Trying to advocate for diversity, inclusion, and international students' rights, yet you knew that you had a senator on your team dressing up as someone from immigration services.
As the debate came to a close, students had much to think about when casting votes. On Monday, votes were counted, and students chose Abby Myers as student body president. For Bobcat Update, I'm Felicity Guajardo.
On the 20th, the Texas State community woke up to find many graffiti tags across campus. The buildings that were spray painted with political messages included Old Main, Lampasas, Centennial, Alkic, and Trinity. Many of the messages were protesting immigration policy and the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. President Danfus sent out an email condemning the graffiti. It was cleaned off just a couple hours later. Grace, do you graduate in May?
No, not till December. How about you?
I do. It's been a long time coming, and I'm finding out there's a lot to do in preparation.
Man, I can only imagine. Bobcat Update's Janelle Rodriguez graduates with you next month. She spent some time at the grad fair.
Thanks, guys. Texas State's Grad Fest took over the bookstore a couple of days last week, and it turned out to be the ultimate graduation pit stop.
I'm here at the Texas State Bookstore where Grad Fest is being held. Students can come get more information about commencement, get their pictures taken, and even get a free t-shirt. I spoke to the commencement coordinator who gave us more advice on when students can expect the day of. I even spoke to some students who are excited about graduation. Let's see what they had to say.
So at Grad Fest, we have information about the commencement ceremony. Students can take portraits ahead of commencement. We have cap and gown information, diploma frames, information about career services. The registrar's office is here for just checking student records, honors, designations, name changes, things like that. And we have our Glitter is Litter campaign here today. So instead of using glitter, we recommend using birdseed or flower petals, like dried flower petals using in place of confetti. You can also use bubbles or even Photoshop. So something important to know is that the building opens an hour and a half prior to each ceremony, so we do need graduates to be 1 hour early to check in. We have 2 policies. One is our clear bag policy, and we also have a cap and gown policy, so graduates should carry in their cap and gown, and we have a robing area once they check in where they can finish getting ready. So on April 8th, we will send out an email for graduates to download their tickets. So the maximum number they can download is 15. So once they click on the link, they'll add the tickets to their cart and check out, but they are free of charge.
For 2 friends, GradFest was more than just a preparation. It was an opportunity to share the excitement of graduation together. Here's what they had to say about their experience and their senior year.
There's a couple of environmental science booths are there, and as well as career services. I didn't know that they were going to have these booths here, so that's also really cool to see.
As a computer science major, it's been pretty fun. I think I was taking 15 credits. It was a little hectic with school and work, but I think it's always been fun.
So far, I've been having a great time. Just kind of enjoying my last year here. So I'm kind of excited to be jumping in the river and kind of enjoying my grad, finally getting my comp sci degree out. I feel like the past 4 years have just kind of been grind. So I think I'm just going to enjoy my summer and kind of, we'll see from there.
Yeah, I think being an international student is always hard to find a community. And I think being a part of a lot of organizations at Texas State and having friend groups from those organizations has been the best part of being here.
With graduation just around the corner, students are making their final preparations, and GradFest was the perfect opportunity to get ready for the big day.
I sure hope the weather is nice for graduation next month. It got pretty rough last week. This was last Wednesday afternoon, and it ramped up in a hurry. Bobcats baseball was hosting Incarnate Word from San Antonio that afternoon, but the game was stopped in the 3rd inning because of the weather blowing in. Some fans got drenched because they got caught by a train while walking back to their cars. There's more rain in the forecast for the rest of the week. And sometimes raising money for philanthropy isn't always cut and dry.
Reporter Lily Frank found out that some students showed up to support their cause, rain or shine.
Hi, I'm Lily Frank. I'm here at Station 5 in San Marcos with Pi Kappa Alpha and the firefighters for their Fireman's Challenge. Let me show you what it's all about.
Like many other schools around the country, Texas State University Fraternity and Sorority Life dedicates weeks out of their year to raise money and awareness for local fire stations, Make-A-Wish, Ronald McDonald House, veterans, and so many more. Raising thousands of dollars each year, these organizations are able to give back and lead with a purpose.
My name is Wesley Keithley. I work with the San Marcos Fire Department. I've been here for about 10 years. I'm Station 1 downtown. I've been doing it with the Pikes for 2 years now. We did it last year, and their money bought a Arizona Vortex, which helps with elevator rescues and high-angle rescues.
Okay, so you're a member of Pi Kappa Alpha, and it's y'all's philanthropy week. What are y'all doing here? Why are we at the fire station right now?
We're doing some car washes with the firemen.
Okay.
We feel like our philanthropy benefits the fire department. We like to partner with them on all sorts of things, and the car wash is something we just do every year. It brings a lot of people out, makes us some money, and in return makes them some money.
My name is Lila McCain. I'm a member of Alpha Delta Pi. I'm currently a freshman here at Texas State, and I hold an officer position. I am Alpha Delta Pi's chair of bid day. So today is one of our philanthropy weeks that we're on the quad, we're tabling. We're offering for people to come by and make a little bouquet so that they can give it to their loved ones or just to keep it for themselves. We're raising money for RMHC, which is the Ronald McDonald House Charities. Ronald McDonald House Charities is a house for families to stay in if they have sick children. They're able to stay there. We are able to go in person and volunteer, and so we're just raising money to support them in any way we can.
This has been Lily Frank with Bobcat Update.
Riverfest is rapidly approaching and anticipation is flowing here at Texas State. Reporter Ty Thompson has our ticket to warm-up show outside of LBJ.
It's that time of year again where we see the prep of Riverfest taking place on April 10th at Sewell Park. The event will be hosted by student involvement and engagement at Texas State and SACA alongside with the help of DHRL. But this is the prelude for what's to come in the future.
Today we have our jam session, so we have partnered with a lot of our local bands. We do have 2 bands performing, and it's a session that I would describe as very chillax for the students, very come and go, so they're able to listen to music from 5 to 8 p.m., but with that, there's also engaging pieces for them, so we do have custom street signs that they can have printed with either their names or things like that. We also have local vendors. We have our vendor Sammy Snacks, who's selling Mexican candies as well, and then we also have our Riverfest tabling, so there we answer any questions pertaining to Riverfest, how to sign up, what is the rundown of the event, and to purchase tickets, they're able to do it there as well.
This jam session helps students to know what to expect when April 10th come around.
I was actually just walking through the LBJ Mall, and then I ran into some of my friends, and then I stayed for the music.
I came to Cat Camp over the summer and I got really into the band 4411 who played, and I heard that they were performing, and I'm totally a casual listener. I don't own merch or anything.
While Riverfest is going to be a student-only event, there is expectations of a packed-out Sewell Park.
I'm expecting it to be very fun and very hype, I guess.
I hope that Riverfest is fun and not too packed, but I know that's not like plausible. But I hope the music is good, and I also hope there's stuff to do.
On the Texas State Student Involvement and Engagement website, there is no artist lineup posted as of today, leaving students wondering, who's gonna headline it this year?
I'm thinking T-Pain. I think that'd be good. That'd be cool.
I hope that Jack Harlow is the headliner.
George Resendiz and Ty Thompson. Bobcat update.
Saturday, activists called for a national Tesla takedown.
The one here in Austin got a little tense. We'll take you out to North Austin, where there were voices on both sides.
A private school voucher system would not, none of my constituents would benefit.
Governor Abbott wants school choice vouchers. Some lawmakers don't.
The director of our ESPN Plus broadcast is about to sign off, and her reason is pretty special.
Does social media ever make you mad? That could be partly your fault. Our experts explain, coming up.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know. It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
That was the loudest showdown between anti and pro-Tesla activists in North Austin Saturday. About 100 protesters showed up from 10 a.m. to noon to march, chant, and carry signs against Elon Musk and President Trump. They were met with a much smaller group of Musk supporters. For the most part, each group stayed on their own side of the street. But one Trump supporter spent all morning walking among the anti-Tesla group, live streaming his encounters. At noon, it all ended with no drama. Texas Democrat Eddie Morales sides with Republican Governor Greg Abbott on one topic, border security. He wants the federal government to reimburse Texas millions of dollars to help police the border.
But he definitely disagrees with the governor on another issue. Our Capitol correspondent Eileen Hernandez joins us with this story. Eileen?
Thanks, guys. The governor's signature issue this legislative session is school vouchers, which parents would be able to use to pay for private schools. State Representative Morales is not a fan of that. A Democrat who authored border security measures is calling school vouchers billionaire scams and is shaping policy on energy and immigration. Representative Morales isn't following the party script. He's writing his own.
We've joined the Governor Abbott's request to President Trump for the reimbursement of the $12 billion that the governor requested.
Representative Morales is taking it one step further, pushing for the federal government to foot the bill and pay Texas back for its border spending.
My staff was able to find $3 additional billion under Governor Perry's tenure. So we are joining in the governor's efforts, but we're saying it shouldn't be $12 billion. It should be at a minimum $15 billion that the federal government reimburses to us.
But while Representative Morales is backing Governor Abbott on border security, when it comes to education, he's on a completely different page.
I represent over 770 miles of a shared border with Mexico. I represent 11 counties, the largest district not only in Texas, but in the entire United States. Many of my counties do not have private schools. A private school voucher system none of my constituents would benefit, and that's why I strongly oppose that voucher system. Right now, the governor has only appropriated $5 billion when everybody, all the experts are telling us that we need $40 billion just to go from 43rd in the state rankings to the mid-20s. Texas has never been about being in the middle of the pack. We always want to lead. The people that have been leading have been the governor and the Republican Party for over 20 years. So if there's any issues with public education, they themselves were the ones that created this. They can't put us in this situation and now want to be the saviors and claim that the private school and these private vouchers are the way to go. I'm asking them for at least a period of 5 to 10 years, fully fund public education, and see what that does.
But Governor Abbott sees it differently. At a press conference, I asked how vouchers would work in Representative Morales' district, where private schools are few and far between. Governor Abbott, we spoke with Representative Eddie Morales today, who represents the biggest district in Texas and in the country, and he also said that private schools are scarce. So you're saying that we will have availability for our students in this district that represents 11 counties that all have border towns.
I'll give you several examples. I think Alpine is in that district. Pull up Alpine and see the number of private schools there. Look further out west near the Pecos area for the private schools there. And so there already exist options that are available. But when school choice passes, it may mean that there will be more schools that decide to open up and provide that opportunity in locations across his district as well as across the state.
Governor Abbott's response highlights the ongoing debate over school choice, especially in districts where private school options are limited. Reporting from the Texas Capitol, I'm Mylene Hernandez.
Thomas, do you remember last month when the Bobcats baseball beat 5th ranked Texas A&M?
Of course I do. That was pretty spectacular.
Heck yeah, that was awesome. Well, this week, Texas State traveled to UT Austin to play the 5th ranked Longhorns, and the Cats did it again.
That's right, Grace. The Bobcats beat Texas 5-3 at Dish Falk Field. Unfortunately, as reporter Paul Richardson shows us, Texas State struggled a bit at home over the weekend.
The Bobcat baseball team found themselves in a close fight during their Saturday meeting with the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers. This is nothing new for the 2025 edition of Texas State baseball. In fact, it's just another battle in the Bobcats' war of a season. Injuries to key players have plagued the lineup, and their play has taken a hit because of them. Thankfully, the scrappy Bobcats came out of this one on top thanks to the efforts of left-handed starting pitcher Jesus Tovar. The southpaw battled his way out of jams through 7 shutout innings and was the key to the Bobcats' victory. Coach Steven Trout praised Tovar for his performance after the game.
He goes to the top, goes to the bottom, and just gets a lot of weak contacts. Obviously swings and misses as well. So, people are going to remember Morris hit, but that inning's probably the inning that won the game for us right there. So, anytime a Saturday guy, any starter goes 7 innings, that's great, but especially on Saturday as well.
The Bobcats weren't nearly as lively on the offensive side, which, to their luck, didn't matter this time around. A run driven in by a clutch 2-out single in the ninth from third baseman Chase Mora was all the Bobcats needed to win another tight game. The Bobcats are now preparing for a Tuesday matchup against the number 5 ranked Texas Longhorns in Austin. If the pitching performs like it did on Saturday, the Bobcats may just find themselves in national headlines for the second time this season.
Also in sports, Grace, you might never know if a person around you is living a double life.
Right? Sydney Farr, founder employee, spends half her time in Strahan Arena and the other half serving our country. Sydney?
Hi, thanks guys. For the last 2 years, Victoria Heim has supervised students and staff doing broadcasts of Bobcat sports. But she's leaving Texas State because this summer, she'll be the one in uniform.
One thing you may know about Texas State is that they're known for their sports. But something you might not know about is that Texas State has a partnership with ESPN Plus, where students who watch the games also run the show. That's just the tip-off. I'm at Strahan Arena, where the broadcast director is balancing a lot more than just ESPN Plus on her plate.
3, 2, 1, and we're back.
And welcome back to Bobcat Softball Stadium.
Here at Texas State, I'm the director of broadcast for the athletics department, and in the Army Reserve, I'm a civil affairs officer, a captain. Being in the Army Reserve, they market it as a part-time job, 1 week in a month, 2 weeks in the summer. But a few months ago, I was alerted that I would be deploying later this year. And so my training is kind of ramped up. I've been gone a little bit more often than I normally would. It got to a point where it was very obvious. So I had to tell the crew and everybody involved here at Texas State that I would be leaving. And so later this summer, I'll finish out the semester through May, and later this summer I'll be deploying overseas to Europe. Start your pan, Lauren, drop the graphic. 5911, you can put it up when you have it.
Ultimately, we'll be thinking of her because we want her to be successful in whatever she does. So I will miss her because she really brought out that love that I had for sports as a young child.
All right, going live in 10. As far as the Army is concerned, it is possible to do both. It takes a lot of professionalism and dedication on your part to make sure you're balancing your time evenly, but I encourage a lot of people to do it. A lot of times you hear people talk about, their side hustles or multiple streams of income and things like that. And I've never felt like I needed that because I have the Army Reserve.
Is it good to be sad? Absolutely. But, we just have to keep pushing and staying motivated because everyone here loves what they do and wants to do the best that they can. Victoria knows that. So she'll be proud of us about that.
This is different because I'm actually having to step back from a thriving industry and launch myself into something different. But just like I'm preparing you guys to be here without me, I'm preparing the team that I'm taking overseas to be there with me.
Victoria's story is just one of many, as there are around 200,000 Army Reserve soldiers in the United States. This has been Sydney Farr with Bobcat Update.
Grace, do you ever get on social media and feel like you just can't get off of it?
Trust, you are not alone. Some academic researchers actually study social media and mental health. A few of them are right here in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication.
Grace and I spent some time with them this week. Social media is a major part of daily life for college students, shaping how they connect, learn, and even view themselves. But is it helping or hurting their mental health? Texas State professors and students have different perspectives on the impact of social media.
If you use your phone a lot to talk to people, it will look to the outsider like you're locked on that phone.
I would say anytime I'm on my phone, it's most likely that I'm on a social media platform.
Throughout the whole day, I'll sit there and scroll for 5 minutes, and then I'll sit there and scroll again for 5 minutes, 30 minutes later. So I would say an hour or so on each, which that doesn't seem like a lot, but if you just sat there and looked at Twitter for an hour straight, it definitely can be a while. So yeah, I would say an hour.
According to the National Library of Medicine, studies indicate that college students in the United States may spend an average of 8 to 10 hours per day on their smartphones. This substantial screen time underscores the pervasive role of digital devices in students' daily lives.
I just finished speaking in class about a quote from South by Southwest that really stuck with me, and it was from Ev Williams, the founder of Twitter. And he said the urge to connect has been hijacked by the urge to consume. And I think in a lot of ways, most of us have felt that quote. Our use of social now is a lot of entertainment-based stuff. It's time-killing stuff.
For a lot of students, this constant digital engagement comes at a cost.
I used to be really into trolling people and talking to people on the internet and things like that. And the less I use it, looking back on it, that just put me in a bad mood. Beefing with some random person on the internet that I have no idea who they are, for no reason. There have literally been times where I've let someone say something to me on the internet and it's ruined my day. And I'm dude, like that doesn't even matter. Like I don't know this person, so why did I let that ruin my day?
Sometimes I do feel like I'm trapped. It's like I'll know I need to go to sleep, and for some reason I just keep on scrolling, and it'll like get to the point. I feel like a lot of other people can relate to this as well. I'm scrolling through reels and I couldn't tell you what happened with the last video that I watched.
Despite the challenges, students are exploring different strategies to maintain a healthier balance.
Start consuming content that you actually care about and that actually matters to you.
I think you just have to either take a break. I think there's no harm in taking breaks, or kind of reset maybe your account. If you have to get a new account, like for TikTok, that might be necessary, where you can start fresh and kind of recreate positive affirmations for yourself within the algorithm.
Reporting for Bobcat Update with Grace Reddick and Marissa Salcedo, I'm Thomas Terry.
Thank you for joining us for Bobcat Update.
Watch this space for more news and have a great day.